So the mobile phone. There are so many ways to work with our devices without being completely sucked in to apps that are gamified, that send us notifications constantly. So notifications is really the first thing. Identify in your apps, what do you need to know about and what do you not need to know about? Define that for yourself. And then take all of the apps, the gamified apps, the social media apps, anything that is non-essential, take them off of the home screen. There are so many ways that we can optimize our mobile phones. And so taking all of those unnecessary apps, put them on the second screen, group them together in a social media folder, for example. Just make them more difficult to find. So that's the first thing, separating out the apps. Turning on and off notifications. Two ways to do it. You can have apps that don't send you notifications at all. And probably for the gaming ones and the ones that you don't have, like social media ones even, that you don't need to know when someone's commenting on your posts, all of those things, you don't need to know that. So having those notifications turned off sounds so simple, but a lot of people just forget to do it because the default is designed to distract us. The algorithms are designed to keep us clicking, to keep us on the app. So getting rid of the notifications, big one. Using wellness apps like focus mode. Whether you're on Apple or Android, you're going to have a sleep mode where you can turn your screen to grayscale later in the evenings so you're not getting so much of the blue light in your face. Really, after sunset, we don't want any of that blue light. I get it, we're going to be watching Netflix, we're going to be looking at our screens. But really, if we can minimize this blue light that's coming into us, if we can minimize that as much as possible, so setting the screen to grayscale is a really good way of doing that. Using focus mode. So you can set focus mode for particular blocks in the day where you don't receive any notifications between that time. I highly recommend setting focus mode, do not disturb or airplane mode when you're blocking time out to focus on something specific. I even recommend putting the phone in another room so that you can just use the computer for this. Do you need two devices? Can you line it up for yourself so you don't actually need to have your phone in the room? Often we really don't. We've become so addicted to them. And they're great, you know, a smartphone is brilliant because it has everything that we need in it, brilliant. Until it starts telling us things that we don't need to know in that moment. So using these wellness apps, using focus mode, using do not disturb, turning off the notifications, really trying to minimize how easy it is for you to access the distractions. Because we're children inside, and as soon as we see the shiny thing on the home screen, we might have only picked up the mobile phone to check the time, and then before you know it, you're in. So if it's not on the home screen and all you've got on your home screen is your clock, you might want your email app, you might not. Email I'm going to do something separate on because email is a whole thing in itself. But there may be a primary messenger app that you may want on the home screen. The clock you may want on the home screen. I would actually recommend, I don't personally do it, but I know a lot of entrepreneurs that it's worked really, really well for, is having a watch. Going back to the old school and having a watch. so that you're not picking your phone up. Because as soon as you pick your phone up, unless it's highly organised and you've got those apps hidden, as soon as you're picking your phone up and you're seeing the dot on the corner of the Instagram app and you want to know who's liked your post or where you're at with socials, or just going to quickly check. Do you really ever quickly check though? Is it quick? So socials is a whole other thing as well, but social media, I try and do a 20-minute block in the morning where I give it some attention, a 20-minute block in the afternoon where I give it some attention, possibly another 20 minutes in the evening where I give it some attention. This is purely for, no, it's not purely, let's be honest. It's mainly for professional engagement, because we need to engage with people socially. And so engagement, yes, of course. And then there might be, it's highly likely if you're anything like me, that it's so easy once you're in there and you are engaging, and then it's just so easy to have a little scroll. If you set a timer, as soon as you go on the social media app, set a timer. Don't go on it in between these times. Schedule out a block in your diary, in your calendar, where you're going to go into the app. I'm going to do 20 minutes of social media. We don't have to be absolutely 100% perfect with, being dead on time for these scheduled blocks. It's great for consistency and it's great for our mindset, achieving wise, if we are. But let's just say I'm going to spend 20 minutes, set the timer, then go into your social media. Do the things that you need to get done first. Check the DMs if that's how you're social engaging. Check your comments to respond to. Then maybe scroll, maybe do whatever else that you need to do, but limit the time, because otherwise these apps, they're designed to distract us. They're designed to suck us in. We all know the thing around you get a like, you get a dopamine hit, all these things. We know this, but still we're sucked into it. We're really intelligent beings that are really sucked in by these devices, and it's kind of seems a little bit, it's nothing new, and it's nothing that we haven't heard. But I hope it's helpful to have a reminder that you can choose when you look at distracting apps. You can choose when you receive notifications. You can choose how much light the screen throws at you in the evenings. These are just a few ways to start managing your devices and taking charge of it. Sometimes we can feel like such a slave to our mobile phone, when actually it's a tool that is here to support us through the day, not to derail us. So I hope that was helpful.